For the third straight day, trucks line the entrance to the Coutts border crossing, effectively shutting down traffic between both sides of the border. Now, while protesters say that this is their way of calling for an end to the vaccine mandate, truckers are getting stranded on both sides of the border.
The last 3 days have been terrible. This is where we sat. Got a lot of money tied up to absolutely no reason.
Don SCHUETTE should be in California right now, offloading oats and picking up produce to bring back to Canadian grocery store shelves. Instead, he never crossed the border. He's been parked in Milk River just outside of Coutts since Saturday afternoon.
A few more days of this and we're done. Just that simple. I mean, look at all the iron sitting around here. Just because a few people that aren't even involved in the trucking industry are running up and down the road with their $100,000 pickups and they're blocking a book.
CORY CRYDERMAN has tried several times to cross the border.
Truckers, most of us are paid by the mile, so if I'm sitting here, I'm not making any money to pay my bills. So it's kind of a catch-22. I do kind of sympathize with what they're trying to do, but at the same time, if it's making life difficult for me, then I kind of lose that sympathy.
On the other side of the border, a similar situation. Truckers trying to carry freight back to Canada, not being able to cross the border, and now running out of time.
We have to run on logbooks. We have a certain amount of hours that we can drive each day and for each week. And because I've been on the road now for a week, I am out of hours. I've got a total of 4 hours and 58 minutes of drive time left before I have to shut down for 36 hours.
Sullivan says in order to bring freight across the border, truckers will have to go through Saskatchewan or BC to get to Alberta. While the border itself is technically open, there is no vehicle access as trucks line both sides of the road leading to the Coutts border crossing. We spoke to some protesters who gathered at this restaurant, but none wanted to speak to us on camera. Most of the messages on their trucks called to end the vaccine mandate and called for freedom for all. Meantime, the mayor of the village of Coutts says he believes in people's rights to protest, but not in closing off a piece of infrastructure.
Being totally cut off for all practical purposes from the outside world makes us a little nervous because, as I mentioned, we have no facilities here, really. We've got no grocery store, no gas station, no hospital, no drugstore. That's all in Milk River.
Some of the protesters I spoke with say they don't really want to be here, but feel this is their only way to have their voice heard, and they are prepared to be here for a while. At the Coutts border crossing, I'm Tara Overholt, City News.